Greetings, kindreds. It's Megan, and welcome to my little hobbit hole on the internet here. Today I am setting up for October, and so I'll spin you around in a minute and show you some of the things that I am planning in my various books and journals. But I just wanted to kind of pop on and say hello to all my fellow autumns out there. So first, or I actually don't know what order we're going to do this in, but we'll take a look at my Jane a Day. This is a line a day journal. And I do some little decorations in this, and we will set up at least a couple weeks, I think, in October, decorating that. And then I have finished Miss Valency here. This was my Ecolo World Traveler journal that I'd had forever, and I really enjoyed this experience. So we will move from this journal into this one, which I'm so obsessed with mushrooms right now. I really like little ghosties too, but mushrooms just, so a ghost with a mushroom hat. And I haven't named this journal. It's kind of a thin one. And if you saw my journal collection, which most of these up here are my blank journals that are just begging to be written in, then you saw this one. May also do some book journal pages. I just kind of want to do like a long catch-all. You know, we may decorate a pen pal letter, who knows. But welcome to my little, like I said, little space here. Thanks so much for watching and supporting. And if you make videos or you pen pal or you journal, let me know in the comments. Lots of love to you. Happy autumn, happy October. Okay, we're going to jump right in. So here is my Jane Austen line a day journal, and you can see some of my September pages there. So I really enjoy kind of pre-decorating the little area that I'm going to write in, and I think this is going to look so cool in a couple of years if I continue on with it. I've always been kind of bad at the line a day journals, but decorating it motivates me to jump into them. So I am going to do the first couple weeks of October, and I'm doing a voiceover now, obviously. And I just realized my little intro, everything was in selfie mode because I just film on my iPhone. I am not that fancy yet, but who knows, you know, sky is the limit. So I'm going to speed this up because I'm going to go through several, I think through the 15th here. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I do. I am definitely feeling autumn vibes, but also October vibes, or Halloween vibes. And I'm doing a couple of challenges on Instagram. One is Danny, Paperworms World, or Paperworms Cat here on YouTube. You probably know her. She does Paper Halloween. 2K25 is this year. I think I've only done one so far though. And then Lizzie's Letters, I'm doing Mailtober, which has been really fun for kind of getting my pen pal mail in order. So I am obviously going real quick through this so you can see me struggle with my tweezers. I can't seem to, some craft tools, like I am just kind of messy at, and I actually watched this whole video on how to use those tweezers, and I got better, but then I'm just like, I'm just going to use my nails. You could see this poor little crow. I just struggled. So I love him on this first page of October. But yeah, I have been doing lots of October challenges, and I feel like a lot of the vibes that I've been seeing on Instagram in particular, which if you don't follow me, why not? Come, let's be friends on Insta. My name there is also MeagansDiary. Super easy to find me. But a lot of people are really feeling like the autumn vibes and not so much the spooky vibes. And I am kind of feeling spooky vibes all of a sudden out of nowhere. I don't know. I think because it's just such a fleeting time where you can use those things, you know? And I have a little like, oh my gosh, October's going to be here and gone before I can use these things. And a lot of these things, like in my stash, as you see me going through, are not even from this year, or things that somebody gifted to me. And that also motivates me to get my October mail out to people so that they can use things in their journals and whatnot. So I've noticed, you can see like this page has a smaller quote. When there are smaller quotes, I can put bigger things in, stickers or whatnot. And yeah, so next year on that same day, the next little set of lines I will also decorate. But this first year I have much more space because I have the margins as well. So yeah, I definitely am feeling spooky vibes. I was listening to, this is a little cringe, but let's be real. I was listening to songs from the Twilight album, but I really enjoy them. I don't know, Twilight era was kind of fun. I remember manically reading the books. Oh, I'm sorry I had to chop this lady, but look how cute. Look how cute she is. I have to make her fit. And same with like other stickers. I've just got to cut them down into, make them fit into this line of day. Even though these girls, I love them so much. I don't think I could part with them. But yeah, I just remember flying through reading those books. They are such like guilty pleasure books. And same with, I really flew through, what's it called, Hunger Games as well. I haven't read the latest one, but I remember my friend Monica and she actually owned all the Twilights, so she was gracious enough to let me borrow her books. And then and then another woman in our circle, Diana, then she borrowed them from, it was like this whole chain of like who gets the book next. And I really loved that time period in my life. That was super fun. So it's the nostalgia of that and going to see the films with my best friend Alex, and is just a good memory, lots of fun. So that kind of music brings me back to that, but I do love some cheesy movies. I tend to be a little bit serious, like in my books and movies that I really, really love, like okay, I adore these stickers. Thank you, Caitlin, if you're watching. They're from Sticky, and they're just so precious. These 2 pages I'm doing actually, I think, are my favorite of the month thus far. I have not, at the time I'm filming this, decorated the second half of the month. But yeah, I adore the look of it. So I am feeling the autumn vibes and the nostalgia that goes along with it. Oh, had to sip a little coffee there in between. I am definitely a coffee girl, and I'll go through phases with tea as well. My husband's really good at drinking both. But I am just like coffee, and I feel like I'm in my Lorelai Gilmore era. I started watching Gilmore Girls from the beginning again, which I know is so also kind of typical to do. But who cares, right? Like, if you like it, you like it, I feel like the older I get, the more I'm like, I like it. So what? It can be cheesy, it can be whatever it is. But the fun thing, okay, watching Gilmore Girls now, where I am much closer to Lorelai's age than Rory's age, it's fun. It's kind of like, I've been rereading a lot of classic books this year. Like Jane Eyre, I read for the first time at 14, and reading it all this time later, it hits different. And there are things that I admire about Jane that I think I overlooked. But now that I've had heartbreak, I've had failures, I've had more things than I had at that age. It's been so rewarding. And same with the Gilmore Girls. And actually my husband was a good sport in watching some of it with me. Like if it's on, like he'll kind of sit and talk and hang out. And he was saying, and I was saying, "Is this feel like chick flick?" And he's like, "No, because it's, sorry to cut you a little witchy." He said it's much more intellectual, and I really appreciated that, because some of it is just kind of, like not silly, but there is a lot of whimsy, which I personally adore, and but it's more than that, and I love the mother-daughter relationship, and there's a lot of things I can just relate to in my own life. So yeah, I am definitely a Gilmore Girl fan, and it's interesting too, like knowing how certain things end, watching and going, oh, don't do that, or yes, please do that. Let me know who your favorite character is in the Gilmore Girls, or side character. Like, I was going to say I love Babette. I do love Babette, but I love so many characters for different reasons. Yeah, so I would love to talk Gilmore Girls with you in the comments if you feel so inclined to jump in on that. So, oh, I'm sorry. Why am I yawning? That is not a good thing to do while you're doing a voiceover. But, so I am finishing up reading The Bog Wife, which I don't know how I feel about it. It was slow to start, but now I'm getting into it. Isn't this washi tape just a dream come true? So this is from Marigona Sully Art, and with tariffs and stuff, she can no longer send rolls to the US, and I think she sells out all the time. So I feel like I am going to just treasure every little bit of it while I can. Yes, so very blessed to have received that. Yeah. Oh, so here, let's take a peek at some early October pages. Love, love, love that one. I don't know. That pink and purple is just dreamy, and that little witchy. So there's that. And then I wanted to jump into my regular journal, which also kind of is an art journal. So I just finished up Valency, which I named after the Blue Castle. It's a book I hadn't read until this year, and I absolutely adored. And now I am jumping into this new book here, and I'm going to print a little picture with my little camera or film printer there, and that's me with my witch hat, and I'm holding this journal very fittingly. That is just, I like to have a current picture of myself in my journals. So yeah, I name all my journals. If you're new here, I got my start on YouTube actually in the baby name community. I still have a name channel, although it's kind of quiet right now. I may return to it. I will always love names. I am a writer at heart, and I've been making name lists since I can remember. And so this journal, I kind of wasn't sure what to call it, but I am going to name her Sinead after a YouTuber. I will try to remember to link her down below. She makes kind of spooky content. Okay, so these stickers obviously are not showing up on here, so I'm gonna put them on a tan paper, cut them out, and glue them down. So yes, I think her name is Sinead Hannah, but I can't remember. But yeah, I think she is so cool, and I just thought her name was very fitting for the season. I really enjoy Irish names, and I really love Welsh names too. And I like the kind of mysticism around Ireland and Wales. My husband and I are planning to go to Ireland. It'll be about a year and a half. We're being realistic with like the timeline and what we can afford. Do want to kind of see what the state of the country is, and if traveling is good at that time for us. So you can see I just cut those out. I'm going to glue them down. But we both have Irish lineage, and it has been a dream of mine to stand in a chunky sweater on the cliffs of Moher with my hair blowing wild. So there, I am going to use that little frame. Now, that front cover page, like you saw in my last journal, it will just keep getting little bits of things I love in it. So I'm just kind of doing a quick setup of it, and we'll make the first page together. So again, Marigona Sully Art, I love her stickers, and I thought, why not kick off
It's early October when I'm doing this page, hence my nails have changed. I did not film all this video in one day. And so I just thought perfect to bring out my sweet little witch ladies. I do really enjoy women in art. I know I say that all the time. I enjoy witch things as long as it's not like too gory. I love the like mysticism. I have read and written a lot about what even is a witch, which is a whole nother story. I know I was talking about The Bog Wife and then I kind of dropped off, and I am about 3/4 the way through that novel. What it reminds me of a little bit is like it's very supernatural. It reminds me a bit of the Raven Boys in that cycle, where I'm like, where is this going? And then I kind of like it. So yeah, I have no idea where that's going. So we shall see. It's definitely not what I expected, and the supernatural element is also quite interesting. So I'm not going to use all these stickers because I want to use some in some Happy Mail or on a different spread. But yeah, I really enjoy this kind of opening with the black and tan on both sides. And like I said, that black side, it will get some more little bits in it as we go along here. So I did watch right before Gilmore Girls. I watched the second season of Wednesday Addams. I know I'm a little like late to the party. And yeah, it's just kind of like good fun. I want to watch Practical Magic this year, and I also want to watch what's it called? Oh, I wanted to show you some envelopes. So these are some envelopes I have done recently for Lizzie's challenge. So that first one was a strawberry theme, and the second one was Woodland Fairy. I thought I would just go ahead and let's make another page together. I am going to build it around this card. I bought these cards years ago and sent them out for Halloween, and I'm gonna turn this lady into like my dream kind of cottage core little look here. So yeah, thanks too for watching with me. I know this is a longer video, but I thought it's kind of fun to do a little bit of everything. Sometimes, actually pretty much always when I'm journaling or writing letters, I will have videos on, and so it's nice to have a mix of short and long ones to me. I also just looked up, it's Sinead Hannah Carrick, so HANNA is her channel. I think she goes by Sinead Hannah though. So if you like spooky books and spooky content, that's what she does. She basically is a book reviewer, and she does some like spooky ghost tours and stuff like that. So I am notorious at forgetting to link things in the comments, so I thought I would just go ahead and say it here. So I love like the dark woodland, dark academia look. And so that's kind of what I'm, not so much academia, but the woodland here. So that is where we're going with this one. And I also very much, that's kind of like where I live. I don't know. I live a little bit in Stars Hollow-ish in terms of the characters. Actually, I think the town I'm in is much smaller, but it's surrounded by other little towns that lead into each other, and it's just a small coastal town by the sea in the woods. So I'm layering this on purpose because I very much love all the greenery. I love the look of that gingham, which gives me the fall vibes and just kind of that cozy, like, let's go on a picnic. So you'll see a lot of that this month from me. And there's something just kind of, I don't know, wholesome and sweet about it too. Like just like seersucker and gingham. It's a great blend or bleed from summer into autumn. And of course, mushrooms everywhere. They're definitely my thing. If you have read or watched anything good lately, do let me know. I feel like 90% of what I watch is just YouTube. Like I said, it's been a treat to jump back into a series. I haven't done a series for forever. The last one I read was Erica. If you watch the Nerd Journals, her recommendation, I watched, now what is it called? Oh, Yellow Jackets, where a group of girls, soccer team their plane goes down and it's stranded, and what they kind of endure, and the chaos from before and after, and kind of there are some maybe supernatural elements to it. I sure hope they do another season of it because I was here for it. I also played soccer in high school. I was very bad, but I really had a delightful time. And so that was quite interesting. I am not an athlete, nor was I then, but I think it was so good for me on so many levels. So I am glad that I partook in it at the time. My next page, so I do like how this one came out. This one, I am trying to do like a little storybook out of that piece of just something sticker flakes came in. So I actually did it off camera because my camera was dying, but I wanted to show you a little close up. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you stuck around to the end. If you did, would you leave me a mushroom in the comments? Happy fall to all of you. Lots of love and happy journaling.